So we got talking here. Trying to do a live video, but for some reason Facebook wasn't allowing me to do a live video this morning, so it's a recording. Anyway, so the topic of today's car talk is, how do you know you are right? How do you know for sure what you are doing is right, what you are saying is right, the direction that you're traveling in your life is right, the way that you're dealing with your family and your kids and your wife is right, your investments, your savings for the future is right, the way that you're building your company is right. How do you know? How do you know you're on the right path? So I had a seminar this last weekend, and one of the guys that sat with me during the break, he sat rambling on about this vision that he's got and where he's going to go and what he's going to do and what he's going to change and what he's going to build. And I'm listening to it with a businessman's, mindset, wondering, what planet is this guy from? He's completely on a weirdo path. So anyway, so I asked him a couple of questions. He had so much conviction in his answers, and that's good. I love conviction. But I've seen and met so many people just like him that have got conviction, that are fired up in a certain direction, and what they're trying to do is an insurmountable task. I had one guy one time, he said he wants to take on Google, and he's gonna call it Dougal. He's gonna become the world's top search engine. Now, what I didn't want to say to the guy is that he's delusional, he's retarded, because you cannot take on a company like Google. There's just no ways. You don't have the resources, you don't have the teams, you don't have the money, you don't have the IT genius, you don't have the years and years and years of mistakes that Google have made and the enhancements that they've made. There's no ways you're going to catch them. But this guy was completely and utterly convinced that he's on the right track. So how do you know you're on the right track? So what I recommend you do is partition your life into the different categories of your life. So whether it's your job or your business, you need to get outside counsel. Someone has to sit with you and say, right, what are you busy doing? Where are you headed? What's happening? And this person, whomever this entity person is, they need to be where you'd like to get to. You don't take advice from negative people. You don't take advice from people that think they know it all. You take advice from people that have either done it, right, or they know how to do it 100%. And so if it's your business, find yourself a business coach. Find yourself someone that can sit with you and systematically and strategically help you fix things in your business. If it's your family life, if there's issues, communication or something, find an expert. Bring an expert in to come and help you facilitate that particular change. If it's your health, you can think you're healthy until the cows come home, but you need to go and have a health professional, someone that understands the anatomy, someone that understands, the cause and effect. If you eat this, if you drink this, if you don't exercise, you don't do this, this is what could happen. They know what to check, and so they can kind of figure out the pulse of where you're at. So how do you know you're right? How do you know you're right? I sat down with a business owner also this weekend, a different guy, and I can see a plug-in into his business, and I can turn his fledgling, failing business right now. I can, within 3 to 4 months, turn that into a multi-million rand design and a flow to get there, because I've helped people like that in the past, and I can help this guy. But guess what he said to me? He said, Andrew, I think I'm beyond help. He said, I came to the seminar for my last hope, and I was hoping that you could, in the seminar, teach me how to change my whole business. Well, when you've got 50, 60 business owners sitting in a room, I can't focus on one business owner in that space. I have to focus on the audience. But I'm sitting there going, this guy's got a fantastic idea. He's got great possibilities, and all he needs to do is just change his mindset, apply some different things, and he's got himself a multi-million rand design business that will become that in time. So how do you know you're right? This is the question that I'm asking today. How do you know you're right? How do you know you're on the right path, the right track, going in the right direction? The only way to ascertain that is to find someone that knows that path or has done that path before you. If you could get the likes of Richard Branson, Bill Gates, all these big megalo success stories, if you could sit down with them and you could tell them, what you're doing, and they were to tell you don't do it, would you believe them? If they were to say, we've tried this a million times in our businesses, it doesn't work, would you believe them? At what level of authority will you listen? At what level of authority will you make those changes in your world, in your life? Right? Who is the person that's going to make the change? Who is the person that can advise you to change direction? Who is the person that's going to influence you enough that you can take your head out of your bottom and you can start applying the right things instead of wasting time, wasting money, giving your family false hope, right? Because this is what happens. You keep on giving them false hope, after a while, they're going to stop believing you. So, what's it going to take, right? What information will it take to change? And do you know whether you're actually on the right path or not? This is the question for today's Car Talk.